Rise and shine, learners! It's another day to learn something. So today, we will know something about prepositions. Do you know what preposition is? If you don't, then this is your lucky day to learn with me. This is your friend Chai, the learner, ready to explore the world of prepositions. So what are you waiting for? Let's start exploring something to learn today. What is preposition? So to start, let's define preposition first. Do you have any idea what preposition is? If you don't, then let me tell you something. A preposition is a word used to link nouns, pronouns, or phrases to other words within a sentence. It shows how a noun or a pronoun that can be an object or person is related to the other word. Along with it, prepositions shows relationships of transportation, location, and time, but they can also express other relationships as well. Did you get that, my friends? If that's the case, then let's proceed to the fourth basic prepositions that we use in English, which are at, in, on, and by. These prepositions are sometimes get confused and were mistakenly used that causes errors in some sentences. To start with, we have here the usage of at, on, in, and by in terms of transportation. Preposition, transportation, at. To start with that, very interesting preposition since it's very specific, yet it is not widely used in terms of transportation.
Example: the train will stop at the next station.
Preposition, transportation, on. Used to link for large vehicles or large ways of traveling, such as buses, trains, and planes. For example, Jessa is riding on a train. Train is a large vehicle wherein you share it with other people, so we say Jessica is riding on a train. Preposition, transportation, in. Used to link for small vehicles like taxi and car, since we're talking about something being inside a place or container. Example: I am in my car right now. A car is a small vehicle that can be also placed where it can be inside a surface. That is why we use in to link with the noun car. Preposition, transportation, by. Used to link vehicles that explains how did you arrive in a specific place. Example: the participants arrived in the venue by their buses. We use by in the sentence to specify buses as a particular vehicle that participants used to arrive in the venue.
So let's review. At is not usually used in context of transportation. On is used to link large vehicles. Meanwhile, in is for small vehicles. By is how you did it, and again, the way you travel is expressed by using in and on. Did you get it? If that's the case, let's have a little practice. Sentence number 1. The children are at the bus. Sentence number 2. The children are on the bus. We have here two sentences. In sentence number 1, it states that the children are at the bus. Meanwhile, in sentence number 2, it states that the children are on the bus. Between these two sentences, which one of them has the correct preposition being used? Yes, you're right! You got it right! It is sentence number 2. In sentence number 1, we don't say the children are at the bus. Instead, we say the children are on the bus.
On is a proper preposition being used in the sentence since bus is a large vehicle in which the students have been riding. Sentence number 1. I am in a taxi right now. Sentence number 2. I am on a taxi right now. Here's another one. In sentence number 1, it states that I am in a taxi right now. Meanwhile, in sentence number 2, it states that I am on a taxi right now. Which of the two sentences has the correct preposition being used? Yes, you're right! You got it right! It is sentence number 1. In sentence number 2, we don't say, I am on a taxi right now. Being in a taxi, which is a small vehicle and a closed surface, makes you being an inside person. Not unless you are indeed on the top of a taxi that allows you to use on in the sentence. Got it, my friends? Excellent! Then, let's proceed. Now, we have here the usage of at, on, in, and by in terms of location. Location of objects, things, or person. Preposition, location. We have here the preposition at. It is used in expressing exact location. For example, meet me at my house. It doesn't mean down the street or another city. It means the exact location, which is my house. Get that? Very good! Now, let's proceed with on. It is used when you stand on a specific area or object on top of a specific area. For example, we put things on the table. Preposition, location, in. It is used if there is a surface and you need to go over or inside of something. Example, Reese's toys are in the box. In is used if there is a surface and you need to go over or inside of something. For example, Reese's toys are in the box. So, in is usually have balls or something around you. Now, let's proceed to by. We use by in similar to saying close or near. For example, the new building is few blocks by my house, in which it simply means that the new building is near to his house. Well done! Time to review. So, when we say at, it is used in expressing exact location. On is used when you stand in a specific area for an object on top of a specific area. Meanwhile, in is used if there is a surface and you need to go over or inside of something. Lastly, by is used in similar to saying close or near. Get that, amazing friends? If that's the case, let's test your knowledge. Sentence number 1. I am at MIS office right now. Sentence number 2. I am in MIS office right now. In this case, both of the sentences are using right preposition. Yes, we can use at and in with the same sentence that changes the context and meaning of the sentence. In sentence number 1, I am at MIS office right now. The speaker states that he or she in MIS office as her or his location at that moment. Meanwhile, sentence number 2, I am in MIS office right now. The speaker means to say that he or she is inside the MISU office. Got it, my friends? Very good! Now, we have here the usage of at, on, in, and by in terms of time. Time that may refer to seconds, minutes, hour, days,
Dale and context of time will start at. It is used when we say exact dates, time. For example, meet me at 9 o'clock. It means that the speaker wants to meet someone at exact 9 o'clock, not 9:30 or before 9.
Now, let's proceed with on. When we say on, we use it when we talk about specific day. For example, classes starts on Monday. So, if you have a word that has a day in it, you can use on. Okay, now since we've already talked about specific time with at and the day with on, now let's talk about in. So in using in, it is used when we talked about a long period of time like weeks, months, or years. For example, in June, I am planning for a long vacation. June is a long period of time, that is why we use in. And we're going to go with by. By is used specifying the end of specific time. For example, I need it done by tonight. That is the time. It's specific and that's the end time or your limit. Get that, my friends? Very good. Let's proceed for our review time. Sentence number 1. Jackfruit season is in November. Sentence number 2. Jackfruit season is on November. Which of these two sentences uses a proper preposition in their sentences? You got it right! It's the sentence number 1. We say jackfruit season is in November instead of saying jackfruit season is on November. We use preposition in since it specifies a long period of time, which is the month of November. Here's another one. In sentence number 1, it states that I am buying groceries by the moment. Meanwhile, in sentence number 2, it states that I am buying groceries at the moment. Which of the two sentences has the correct preposition being used? Yeah, you got it right. So now, I guess this is now the end of time with you, my friends. I hope you learned something with me today. See you in our next exploration of knowledge for something. This is again Chai the Learner, your friend and always ready to explore the world of prepositions. Bye-bye!